This episode is sponsored by Baltimore Knife and Sword. I'm Kerry Stagmer, and we are the Blacksmiths of Baltimore Knife and Sword. We're going to be building some of your favorite things and fantastic objects you've never seen before. This is Man-at-Arms, Reforged. One of the things that I enjoy most about shooting Man-at-Arms is that we get to show the guys that are here in the shop. We're going to show you some new faces today, and they're going to give you a good idea of the talent that they came into the shop with, and I think you're going to be very pleased with what we make. We'll show you some new talent, we'll show you some new technique, so here we go. Man-at-Arms, Reforged.
Hello, welcome back to the workshop. My name is Gari Jimenez. We're doing a recreation or rendition of the sitting board sax that was found in England. And historically, that sax was made with iron. Now, this is a piece of glimmering iron that a friend of the shop's, Mark Green, thanks Mark, made for us. And this here is hearth steel. However, with this build, we are not going to be making out of these historical materials, as these are slated for another build, which I'm excited for you to see. Today, we'll be using modern steel in a Damascus stack, and we've prepped a 100-layer billet for this build.
First to the forge to pick up the temperature, and then directly to the nacelle hammer. First he cuts off the excess material to get to the clean center, and then divides off the material he'll need for this build. Andrew holds the hot cut as Gary begins to use the sledgehammer to drive it down and cut this into multiple sections. That's really just so that we can create patterns. These bars are going to be altered in form and then put back together to create the blade. Now with the billet up to temperature, Gary takes it back to the power hammer and the 3 bars become 1. Gary's now going to go to the grinder to create a pattern in this material. We've just got some basic layering and some twist, but by grinding, the pattern will follow the shape of the grind when he goes back and begins forging again.
Too many options? Now that's a good problem to have. With all these selections available to me, I don't have to be limited when it comes to character creation. I could be a knight, a Viking, or even a pirate. The possibilities are limitless. Are you interested in or involved with stage production, filmmaking, Western martial arts, or you just like to walk around Ren fairs? If so, you're in the right place. Here at Steel Warrior Films, we use Baltimore Knife and Sword Company weapons, the #1 name in combat weaponry in the last couple of decades. The weapons forged by Baltimore Knife and Sword are the finest combat swords we've ever used. Their weapons have been used in films, stage productions, Disney cruise, the list goes on. Baltimore Knife and Sword features hundreds of handcrafted combat swords as well as custom designs. Plus, they all come with a lifetime warranty. They have it all and they can make it all. So the next time you need a weapon, remember, Baltimore Knife and Sword.
Now that he has all the material consolidated into a bar, he's going to go back to the nacelle hammer and draw out a tang. That's where the handle will be fitted. Gary now takes a diagonal cut on the end of the bar. This is so that the pattern will follow the form of the blade. Now that we have the completed form of this blade, he begins to forge the edge.
All right. The rest will be in the grind.
Now into the grinding room, Bill will begin to surface this blade. Once he's happy with the overall shape, he'll be going to the edge and start grinding it prior to heat treating. With the target temperature 1500 degrees, Gary now quenches into Parks 50 oil.
Out, I'm gonna tap the fire to get it to light.
There really is no substitution for a craftsman's handiwork. Andrew's going to take the time to make these finishes perfect. It's all hand sanding. He's going to keep rotating the paper so that it's fresh and get these surfaces exactly where he wants them before we go to the etch. Rick is using a series of jeweler files to create the slot in this Rob Pylan designed silver handle fitting. The ancient bog oak that we've selected moves slowly on the sander. Rick's going to take his time so as not to burn the surface of the wood and create the final shape for this. The polished and clean knife goes into the ferric chloride, and as it comes out, the beauty is revealed. Starting from 100 layers of pattern welded steel, we added iron, 5,000-year-old bog oak, and silver to create this knife. We bring you the blade that any Viking would be proud to own, the Viking Seax.
Alright, we're gonna play with knives. Ready? Take this. Take this. We're using this. Split. I want to try to get two. Tap.
the logo to subscribe, or click here to subscribe to Baltimore Knife and Sword. Click here to see more videos on this channel.